Ahoy lads and ladies, my name's Hampy, welcome back to the channel. Today we are on the quest to be the best on the ranked doubles ladder, and we're just going to jump right into it. We're playing with the Foxy Boxing team that you've seen in the last few videos, and hopefully we can find an opponent nice and quick. So we may have found the last video. We may have found the answer. Oh, gee, we may have found a trainer nice and quick. They're high rank, but we may have found the answer to Aquajet Colossal, which is a problem I was looking at. And we've actually seen this team before. This team looks quite similar to a team we fought in the Rose Tower Clash, with the Roserade and Togekiss. And the thing to do here is Ninetales Inteleon. With Ferrothorn and, I want to say, Draco's our fourth. It's not exactly the same team, is it? I don't remember that team having a melodic. I know it had Togekiss, Roserade, but what followed that? I remember they looked to Airstream turn 1 into our Inteleon, and Roserade looked to just like Energy Ball it, I think. But Togekiss Excadrill, okay. So I think we're pretty safe to go for like, we're not really safe to go for an Icy Wind Blizzard, are we? So we kind of have to play where's the weakness policy with this team, don't we? I think we're gonna go for the safe option. We're gonna go for Aurora Bell. Like, we could go like hard into that Excadrill, right? Because if it's the same team, then the Togekiss is rocking the weakness policy, and they'll Dynamax that. The Roserade's rocking a Focus Sash, and we might survive the Max Airstream. So we'll see. Down goes the Excadrill. Aurora Veil goes up. And we see what, and we expect an Airstream out of this Togekiss. A Max Flare comes out of the Togekiss into the Ninetales, but she takes it like, is it a she or a he? Either way, it takes it like a champion. But it does set up the, does set the sun for our opponent there, which we're not a big fan of. We like the hail. And Roserade comes out now. Now looks like a good time as any to Dynamax our Inteleon and Max Airstream that Roserade. We know that Togekiss is sitting on a flare, so like switching into even hailing that Roserade and then going for a Blizzard might not be a bad idea. But I think Icy Winds are better. Is it? Procs a weakness policy. We gotta go for it. It's gonna proc the weakness policy, but we've got Veil up. So unless we get crit, but we should be able to go two for 3 here. But at the same time, our Ninetales is quite low on health. No protects from the Roserade, but it does bring it down to its Focus Sash. So we hit that, but that does set up the Togekiss's weakness policy, so hopefully it targets our Ninetales down here. And the Airstream comes out. Oh, no weakness policy from the Togekiss. But it does KO, so that's got to be the crit. That is unfortunate for us. So we're 3 for 2, but we're not a great 3 for 2. So it's a Super Luck and it's an Incineroar in the back. So, So we've got Veil up, we go for Blizzard here. We're going to switch out our Ferrothorn into Dracozolt. Dracozolt will take a Max Flare much better than a Ferrothorn will. And we're going to see what we can do. Like, between Assault Vest, not very effective, and Aurora Veil, it should go alright. Fake Out comes out into the Ninetales slot. And Flare comes out into the Dracozolt slot. And he does take that pretty well. And it was a crit as well, so he takes that pretty well. So, now we Blizzard with Ninetales, and I think we Bolt Beak as well. The Togekiss could have Protect, though, that's the thing. But Blizzard comes out. Does a lot of damage to that Togekiss. Dazzling Gleam comes out, which hopefully doesn't crit us. I think we got crit. Yep. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess we should have Icy Winded. That's the misplay there. And we are not going to be able to close this out with the Ferrothorn, unfortunately. If we had Tyranitar, we might be able to take this one out, but we're going to have to run from this one rather than let our Ferrothorn be knocked out like that. I suppose, the sun didn't have too long to go, did it? But at the same time, we're not going to be able to cop double fire moves. Should have Icy Winded. That was my mistake. Yeah, I went for damage, but the Bolt Beak would have KO'd it. I needed to make sure I was faster. That was an error. But we learn from our errors and we move on. And then, at the same time, we'd still have to, rely on the Bolt Beak hitting. But if the Bolt Beak hits, you're in a pretty solid way, because you're able to withstand that Incineroar with Dracozolt. And turns out losing our Inteleon as well was pretty rough. But I'm fairly certain we got crit because it wouldn't have. I'm sure it was a crit. I'll have to look again, but that can happen. It was surely a super luck togekiss because it wasn't weakness policy. So if I don't get the crit there, we're in a seriously good way. We have Dynamax, Inteleon, Ninetales still versus their Ferrothorn, versus their Incineroar, Togekiss, and we can max guard out the Togekiss's next attack will be faster. Trainer couldn't be found. Gee whiz. That hasn't happened in a while. Because we definitely had Veil up. We went for Aurora Veil first turn. He went for Max Flare turn 1, which was yeah, turned out to be a pretty good play. Okay, we'll see what we got here. So there's Rain, there's Trick Room, there's Dragapult and Togekiss. Not a bad team. But Ninetales, Inteleon, Ferrothorn, Tyranitar, I think. If I just take a second look at that. That's, yep. And we see what happens. Togekiss Bronzong, so they're going for their Trick Room option. So this is a pretty free, like, Aurora Veil and Blizzard. Is what's going to happen here, because it shouldn't KO either, and we should be able to get some decent damage onto both. Maybe not the Bronzong, but Tyranitar does deal with that, so Togekiss didn't follow me, I don't think. Dazzling Gleam does come down, yep. Running bad with the crits tonight, but so I think we might we'll Blizzard here, I think, and with our Ninetales this time though. I think a Ferrothorn switch is looking promising. Could have just straight up protected, I suppose, but so that's into Ninetales. Not doing too much. Dazzling Gleam comes down again. Again, not doing too much either. Blizzard comes out. It is enough to get the KO on the Togekiss. So we do have 3 turns of Trick Room remaining, which is the thing. Body Press is super effective on our on Ferrothorn, and they've probably got Rhyperior coming in is what we're looking at here. So, the numbers are 3 turns of Trick Room, right? What else have they got in the back? What have they got? This Rhyperior is probably sitting on the Fire Punch. That would not surprise me. I want to say Ninetales goes down here, but, like, you know what's going to happen? Bulldoze is going to happen. I'm going to Steel Spike the Bronzong. Oh, we're faster. We're faster under Trick Room, aren't we? Yeah, we're Ferrothorn. So the thought is, even if he does max fire us, we're +1 HP. We're not getting any HP back, which is a bit of an issue, but like we're +1 HP, and the goal is to get rid of Bronzong. I say +1 HP, +1 defense, which plus Aurora Veil. So hopefully that's enough to like survive, and then Steel Spike's going to come out into the Bronzong slot, and it's not going to do much, but that's wasn't the intention of it to do much. Body Press comes out, doesn't do too much, and he's going to take some damage from the Iron Barbs and the Rocky Helmet here. And we see what this Rhyperior is packing. It's going to max Rockfall, so that's going into our poor Ninetales. So this Rhyperior still hasn't had its policy procced. So we can switch in our Tyranitar here. And like, we know we're faster than that Bronzong under Trick Room. I think, and we might have enough to get the KO on it. Like, we'll protect our T-Tar here, and Max Overgrow is more powerful. Like, but at the same time, getting the Steel Spike boost would have been nice. Again, but I don't think it was enough. I think we do have to go for the big old Max Overgrow into the Bronzong slot. And it's enough to bring it down, which is big because that policy is not procced for Rhyperior, which is very big for us. There's one turn of Trick Room left, which is again big for us. We have Inteleon in the back that can just bop this Rhyperior once it goes small. Or maybe not after that, because a Quake into T-Tar does a little bit of damage. But it does get a Spadef boost. And T-Tar gets its weakness policy procced. We get some health back, which is good for us. And we've got Ludicolo as the last Pokemon, so we should be able to Steel Spike this pretty safely. And go for a crunch on that. I think we're going for, if we survive, we're going for a crunch on the Ludicolo, actually. Steel Spike not very effective. Overgrow is effective. I want Steel Spike. We're going to be faster than that Ludicolo in Trick Room. Oh yeah, well, it can just do that. Because now our Pharaoh is at +2. +2 defense here. That Rhyperior is at +1 Spadef, which is, you know, preparing for our... which now the Rhyperior might show a Fire Punch, but Quake comes out into the T-Tar slot again. But takes it like a champion, and now Trick Room's over. So the problem Pokemon, I think Ferrothorn can just wall this out, right? Thank you very much, Aurora Val. Done well. Like, one more turn of Aurora Val would have been ideal. So that with Ferro can, but I think what we're going to do here with Titar is protect, and then we're going to Gyro Ball with the Ferrothorn, Power Whip with the Ferrothorn, Grassy Terrain boosted into the Ludicolo slot. As long as we don't flinch. But this will do less than 0 to Ferrothorn. Power Whip comes out. Does get the hit. And it's enough to get the KO. So from here, we've got this game. We've got this game won. Our opponent, we're 3-1. Our opponent can basically forfeit from here. We should be able to just take this, we should be able to just crunch, Power Whip, and that should be enough. Because the Rhyperior will move before us, so we won't proc the weakness policy until after it's attacked. And thanks to that defense boost, Tyranitar's doing well. And now the Power Whip comes out, and that should do enough to get the KO onto the Rhyperior. And that's the game, and we have gone past the 20-minute mark again, guys, so that's only going to be a 2-game episode again. But we'll take the W. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.